Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Rooney, and I am from XYZ Communications. I am here today to talk to you about the importance of communication. I'm sure everyone here can agree that communication is important. We use it every day to understand one another and to express our needs and wants. But what happens when we don't communicate effectively? I'm sure there have been times that something has failed, or you may have had difficulty completing a task due to lack of information. Maybe even some confusion about what is being asked of you or what the expectations are. I know I have, and it can be frustrating, but it also can be avoided. When you hear the word communication, you may simply think of talking with one another or sending an email or text. But communication is so much more than that. There are different types of communication. There are even different styles of communication. It is important to have a core understanding of all of the pieces to help you become a better communicator. Our company specializes in helping companies learn about the benefits of effective communication and how it can improve their business. We will review the different types of communication, the different types of communicators, and some best practices your employees can utilize to make sure they are communicating effectively. To start off, I thought it would be best to talk about the 4 different types of communication. We will go over each of these in depth over the following slides, but here's an overview of what they are. Our first and most used type of communication is verbal. Next, we have nonverbal, then written, and lastly, visual. Understanding the 4 types of communication and how they can and sometimes do interact with one another is an important component to making sure you are communicating effectively. Verbal communication is our most commonly used type of communication. We use it every day when speaking to people, either in the store, speaking on the phone to a loved one. It is our most efficient type of communicating. We also use verbal communication to support other types of communication. For example, this presentation right now. I am putting up slides with pieces of information, but you would not receive any of the supporting details if I was not providing a voiceover to go with it. This could make the presentation confusing and ineffective. It is important to be clear and speak in a strong voice so that people can hear and understand your words. You should also avoid using any filler words to prevent distraction from what you are really trying to say. Nonverbal communication is any type of communication that is given to others through body language and facial expressions. I know I have experienced a time when someone was saying something with their words, but their body language was telling me something very different. It can be incredibly valuable to learn about reading a person's body language in order to understand whether they are listening or even care about what you have to say. It's frustrating when speaking to someone who is looking the other way or has their arms crossed and seems standoffish. By reading people's expressions and body language, we can understand if they are engaged in the conversation or if it is best to have the conversation another time. It is also important to have self-awareness with your own body language and emotions. Make an effort to display positive body language when you feel alert, open, and positive about your surroundings. You can also use body language to support your verbal communication if you feel confused or anxious. Written communication is any type of communication that is written using letters, numbers, or symbols. We use written communication frequently, and I know from my own experience, I probably use it daily. Sending off an email to a coworker, replying to a text message, or even writing a thank you note are all examples of written communication. In written communication, it is best to remember to keep the message brief and to the point so as not to lose your audience's interest. Tone is another component to consider when formulating your message, but we will talk about this later. Setting time aside to reread your emails, letters, or memos can help you identify mistakes or opportunities to say something differently. For important communications, or those that will be sent to a large number of people, it might be helpful to have a trusted colleague review it as well. Visual communication is when a person uses photographs, art, charts, or graphs to convey information. Visuals are often used to help aid a presentation to provide support to the written and/or the verbal communication. People have different learning styles, so visual communication might be more helpful for some to consume ideas and information. For example, if you are giving a presentation on the budget for your company, it may be helpful for someone to see a chart alongside your verbal delivery to help them make sense of the numbers visually. Different people have different types of communication styles. There are people who are analytical, people who have an intuitive style, a functional style, or a personal communication style. It is important for us to understand that we will be working with others throughout our lives that will have different styles than we do. So what is the best way to communicate with an analytical person if you are an intuitive style communicator? First, we must understand what the different characteristics are of each style, and then we can find a happy medium to effectively communicate with others by providing a variety of details that would satisfy each style. The first communication style we will discuss is the analytical style. Analytical communicators are people who prefer to receive as much detail as necessary to better understand something. They like to know what the expectations are and to understand what they need to do to get the job done. They love to see the hard data and numbers. They look at things in a logical way and try to use that logical thinking to make sense of the problem or task at hand. It would be best to give this person a lot of information and detail when working with them. Intuitive communicators prefer to think big picture and are not as concerned with the details, like our analytical friends. They would rather not be bogged down with too much information. They are more interested in broad overviews that allow them to skip directly to what's most important. It would be best to avoid giving too much information and just going over the high-level detail and what the end results are expected to be. Functional communicators hold a dear place in my heart because I would identify myself as a functional communicator. They prefer to know the step-by-step process or to have a well-thought-out plan before starting a project. Any information that will help us make or influence a decision will be reviewed and gone over. The best way to work with this person is to prepare to go over the process or project piece by piece and to include details in each step. They are not the best with brainstorming as there are not enough details involved in that process. Personal communicators care about the person and what they are saying. They thrive on relationships and connections with others. They are very good listeners and can help smooth over conversations. Personal communicators are often the glue to a team as they see a project as an opportunity to get to know others and build relationships. When working with a personal communicator, it is likely they will want to get to know you a bit and may miss some information or details as they are not as concerned with these things. Next, let's talk about some best practices in communication. When using best practices in business communications, there are some really important points to keep in mind. First, when you are constructing your message, it is best to remain as clear and concise as possible. If you provide too much detail, you may lose the interest of your audience, and your message will not be effective. It is important to avoid any type of jargon, slang, or cliches that your audience would not know, as it may cause confusion and muddy up your message. People can be easily annoyed if they cannot understand what you are talking about. Another very important thing to consider is your audience when you are providing any type of communication. Knowing who you are talking to, their interests and needs will help your message be much more effective. We wouldn't speak to a higher level management the same way we would speak to our close coworkers. Use good judgment in your communications and be mindful of your tone in written communication. You should also take a moment to be mindful of your own body language and expressions. What message are you sending to your audience? Try to keep positive expressions and make eye contact with those you are speaking with to let them know you are engaged and listening. Occasionally nodding or asking questions will let them know you are actively listening and you understand what they are saying. Lastly, we all need to hear and receive feedback. We can only grow stronger by taking the feedback from others and implementing changes that make sense. People tend to think of feedback as critical, but we must remember that commending one another for a job well done is also a form of feedback. Best practices are crucial to implement as it helps communication between employees and their customers or colleagues to be more effective and run smoothly. Best practices help us stay on the path to communicating successfully with others. They should be used in any type of communication being sent out or executed. This will ensure that your message is heard, people understand expectations or needs, and will be received effectively. Impactful communication is when you are able to capture your audience and leave them with a lasting impression. It needs to be powerful, have some emotion, and make your audience feel a connection. Make the communication clear and relatable. When you are giving a presentation, put some emotion into it. Show your audience a little bit of personality so that they feel a connection to you. Help them understand why they need to feel the way you do about the subject you're talking about. In your communication, be intentional about what you are saying. If you really want your audience to know the importance of something, sell it. No one wants to listen to a person drone on and on about something they clearly don't even care about. Do not provide an overload of information and detail, as this can be ineffective. Using jargon or slang can frustrate and confuse your audience. Keep your message clean and light. Communication is key to a successful business. Whether we are communicating verbally or non-verbally, it must be clear for our information to be received without hassle. XYZ Communications specializes in helping your employees sharpen and improve their communication skills to make them better communicators. This training will help improve your employees' communication skills and get your company better results. In business communication, following best practices such as listening, speaking clearly, asking questions, and being clear and concise will help the communication process flow smoothly. It is important to understand the different styles and keep those in mind when working with others. Effective communication is essential for a company and its employees. Without it, the business may not be successful.